Trailer editing is a very different craft from feature and short film editing. The goal of every trailer is simply to make a person say, "Wow, I want to see that movie." That's it. Simple. Well, simple in theory. In execution, it's a lot harder. Even when you're working with a good movie, it's challenging to make it look amazing in 2 minutes or less. And when you're dealing with a movie that's, let's just say, not so good, well, hopefully you've got a few tricks up your sleeve. Let's take a look at 4 of the unique challenges that trailer editing presents, particularly when compared to long-form narrative editing. Challenge 1 is simple storytelling. Challenge 2 is great style. Challenge 3 is heavy musicality. And Challenge 4 is extreme polish. Let's start with challenge number 1, simple storytelling. It can be said that great editorial is the combination of interesting style plus interesting storytelling. So what do I mean by that? When it comes to story in a trailer, it's just as important to decide what to include as what to exclude. The audience should walk away from the trailer saying 2 things. 1, that's the movie about blank. And 2, that movie looks good. I want to see it. With trailer storytelling, detail is death. It's boring. Your audience doesn't need to know all the same plot details a viewer of the full film would. Keep it simple, and keep it impactful, or at least fun. Which brings us to challenge 2, the need for great style. The presentation of an understandable and unique story is not enough. You need to tell it with editorial style and flash. That's what makes a trailer fun to watch. And it's a big part of what makes people want to see the full film. I'm talking about things like cool action flourishes, physical comedy moments, satisfying montages, and all the other editorial accents and moments that create viewer interest in a trailer and turn a simple story into an event. Remember, with films, your audience will tend to look into them. That is, they'll become immersed in the world and emotionally connected to the characters and the story. Not so much with trailers. With trailers, people will tend to look at them. That means they're completely judging the book by its cover. So, you better make the cover look awesome. As we say often in the trailer industry, just make it cool. Alright, challenge number 3. Trailers are heavily based on musicality. Trailer editing is heavily dependent upon a strict adherence to beats, timing, and music. This is probably the biggest difference between trailer editing and long-form editing, and it's also probably the most challenging to master. Many of the best trailer editors that I know actually come from a music background, because skills in that area tend to translate extremely well into the trailer editing process. So what does this actually mean when it comes to editing? Well, for one, it means that a trailer editor is going to be responsible for adding, tweaking, and polishing all of their own music, sound design, and sound effects. There's no sound editor or music composer to come behind the trailer editor and add all these different layers of audio. It's all up to the trailer editor. Many smaller movie trailers and amateur pieces will have little to no sound design. The easiest way to enhance your cut is to add some, correctly. We'll dive much deeper into this in the lesson titled How to Use Sound Design. Trailer editors will actually need to cut most of the audio first in a trailer, before even laying in any of the picture. Initially, it's almost like cutting a radio ad, sound only. This is dramatically different from the long format editing process, and it's a secret that most beginning trailer editors don't know. We'll discuss this process in detail in the lesson titled Laying the Foundation with Audio. And last, we have challenge number 4, extreme polish. With a trailer, you have a very limited time to make an impact. We're talking at most 150 seconds to tell your story, excite the audience, and sell a movie. And many times, you have 60 seconds or less. That means there's no room for error. Every single frame of the cut needs to be polished within an inch of its life. So how do you polish a trailer? Well, for one, all moments should land on a beat, or a series of beats. That means that footsteps, gunshots, zipping up a pair of pants, closing a door, everything. Everything possible is cut in a rhythmic, musical way. You should also make sure that your audio is mixed well, so the dialogue is audible, and the right sound effects cut through the mix at the right time. Also, all of your music edits should feel organic and natural to the cue, even if you've recut it quite a bit. Every single shot, line, and sound effect should serve a purpose and be present for a reason. The shorter your trailer or spot, the less space you have available to waste. Like most things in life, tenacity, attention to detail, and perfectionism are key to creating something great. Take pride in your craft and don't settle. Take the time to troubleshoot the problems, which, by the way, are related to audio about 80% of the time. If you need to, close your eyes and listen to the cut without the picture distracting you. You'll be amazed at how much easier it becomes to identify the problem areas that way. If you remember nothing else from this lesson, let it be this. In a trailer, many times, style and polish will trump story. Your plot summary can have holes, and your content can be a little bit off, but if your trailer feels great, people will respond to it very, very positively. In this lesson, we looked at the 4 main challenges faced by trailer editors. We learned about the need for simple storytelling, great style, heavy musicality, and an extreme level of polish. Coming up in the next lesson, we're going to teach you to speak the mental and verbal language of the trailer editor by introducing you to about 30 different commonly used visual and audio devices. Alright, I'll see you in a bit.